When I was sitting down with Harry Harris, the admiral in charge of the prison system at Guantanamo, what he told me was, this is the rule for the department. Yes, sir. Can you hear me all right?
Jack?
Yep, I'm with you.
Go ahead.
Okay. When I talked with Harry Harris, the admiral in charge of Guantanamo, he said, this is the rule for the Department of Defense. If you look at the Military Commissions Act, it now allows the CIA to use a completely different set of standards. Does that mean we're going to look at an entire new set of prisons or some sort of separate facilities for the agency and others?
Well, I think at this point it's not clear what route the administration is seeking to pursue. One of the things that I think is important, and hopefully as a consequence of a change in power in Congress, is the capacity to ask some of these difficult questions in the Senate or House Intelligence Committees. Those are classified committees. They don't endanger ongoing operations, but it allows some sort of oversight in terms of how the executive branch is operating. And that lack of checks and balances, I think, has been emblematic of problems that we've seen in this whole area over the last several years.
One of my favorite quotes of yours is this: I'm so overexposed, I make Paris Hilton look like a recluse. I mean, when we look at what's happening with you in preparation for this interview, I went back and I watched your speech at the Democratic National Convention in 2004, and this seemed to be a major moment for you. I understand there were things going on behind the scenes as a state senator from Illinois at the time, running for the U.S. Senate. But when you stepped onto that stage and you were looking out at all of these people, was there any vision in your head? Did you have any realization that this would really catapult you to a level that I think a lot of people were absolutely floored by?
Well, I don't think I could have planned how things have proceeded over the last 2 years. If I could, then I'd quit politics and become a consultant. Everybody'd want to hire me. I've obviously had a run of good fortune, and some of it I think is a little overdone and overstated, but certainly I'm gratified with the response that I've had from people around the country, and one of the objectives of writing this book, The Audacity of Hope, is to try to articulate in more detail how I think we can potentially bring the country together under a more unified approach to politics. And I think there's a great hunger in the country right now for people to recognize our common values and our common ideals, and then move forward in a practical, common sense way to solve problems. And that wellspring of goodwill and decency of the American people is I think, what I may be trying to tap into.
In this book, The Audacity of Hope, you write, I spent more and more of my time above the fray, outside the world of immediate hunger, disappointment, fear, irrationality, and frequent hardship of the other 99% of the population, that is, the people that I entered public life to serve. How do you become the insider which is necessary to raise the kind of money that you have to do to be successful in politics and not remain above the fray?
Well, I've been lucky. One of the functions of the odd celebrity I've been experiencing is that I don't have to work as hard at raising money, and maybe can raise money on my own terms in a way that a lot of elected officials can't. I have that luxury where, oddly enough, people want to give me money, and which puts me in a stronger position to say no to folks who I think may want something out of it. But there's no doubt, as I indicate in the book, that when you spend a lot of time with people who are very well-to-do, and those are the folks who can afford to contribute to campaigns, that there's always a danger of losing touch. Even if they don't want any quid pro quo, you just get accustomed to hearing about the issues from the perspective of the top 1% of the population. And that's one of the reasons why I spend so much time and effort in town hall meetings. Dick Durbin, my senior senator, have a town hall meeting every week in Washington. I've had 60 of them just about around the state of Illinois, and it's just a way of keeping my ear attuned to the struggles that folks are going through and the hopes and dreams that people are going through each and every day.